Welcome to Stockton, California, where tonight 2 West Coast Conference powers battle it out. Pacific has lost only 1 time at home this season. BYU ranked 19th in the nation and hopes to keep their 9-0 WCC record unblemished. It's the Cougars versus the Tigers on ESPNU next. Welcome to Stockton, California, and the Alex G. Spano Center. Second meeting this season as BYU takes on Pacific. Tonight's matchup shows the surging Cougars a perfect conference mark, trying to keep that going against the Tigers, who have been up and down, but they've been very good on the home court. Hi, everybody. I'm Trey Bender alongside the former USC captain Kelly Tennant. Glad you're with us. BYU, a remarkable story. 12 straight matches they've won. Can they keep it going?
I think they can. They have a great opportunity tonight, but this is a Pacific team that's going to play much better than the last time they saw BYU. They only hit 131, so much improvement since then.
We expect blocking to play a prominent role for these 2 clubs tonight.
Definitely. BYU 3rd in the country in blocks per set, and Pacific just behind them in the WCC. So there's going to be big defense and a lot of touches at the net tonight.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First for the visitors from Provo, Utah.
Well, you've got to talk about Alexa Gray when you talk BYU. Coach Schultz says she has the potential to be one of the best outside hitters in the country. She's only a 3-row player, but she's very effective during her time. Another player to keep your eye on, Tamara Haddock, and outside that takes some really big swings. And on the other side of the net for Pacific, Kat Schultz. She's been out with a contusion in her foot on crutches for the last few days, taking it easy, but you can't keep her off the floor. She's a primary passer for this team. She had a huge match Friday versus San Francisco, hitting 521 kills. Also keep your eye on Gillian Howard, big-time middle, double-digit blocks in the last 4 matches.
The left-hander, Kat Schultz, will be in the spotlight as you look at those numbers, leading in those 2 categories. She'll be important for the Tigers' success tonight. And Alexa Gray, all-conference candidate.
She's just really effective. She puts the ball away. She's very smart with her shots, and that's the kind of player that you need on your team, taking big swings over and over again.
BYU finished 12th in the polls last year, 19th this year, as you look at Tamara Haddock, the junior from Longmont, Colorado, and we're underway. Schultz with the kill for Pacific, off to a good start.
Schultz is just so tough to prepare for. She's a lefty. The block has to line up so much differently. You have to take a step in, surround that shoulder, and that's going to take some time for BYU to get used to.
Free. Gray off the block. Schultz again. And there's Howard. Gillian Howard, the junior from La Jolla, California.
So far, Pacific looking very comfortable, and that's what you want when you're playing a big-time team like BYU. You want to get comfortable, and you want to create pressure early on in these matches.
And Hannah Robinson, the kill for BYU, the junior from Orem, her 69th kill of the season.
This is a really nice job by Robinson of seeing that opening in the block, and she swings really fast through it. That's great court awareness, knowing where she is and what she has.
Gray from that middle attack line. Gray again. And they even it up.
How about that turn? She keeps it inside the 10-foot line and turns her shoulders completely so that she can get it there. That was just really good awareness of knowing that's open. The defense isn't moving over.
Already West Coast Conference Player of the Week 1 time this season. Here's Schultz. And she is off to a strong start for the Tigers at 3-2.
Alexa Gray has her work cut out for her on the left side, blocking Schultz. She's got to take a step in and try and take away that cross-court, force Schultz to go down the line and see what she can do.
Service from Schultz. Anne-Sophie Bauer off the block. Back set right side, and Howard misses. with that one, and the point to BYU.
BYU seems to be struggling getting comfortable early, and it's a lot of jungle ball. You have to get that ball control so that you can run the offense that you want. Very important to get that early.
Gray again. Oh, she's strong. And another point for BYU. 6'2" sophomore from Calgary, Alberta.
Man, I love the way Gray swings. She's getting up, elevating over that block, and she's really taking that ball at the height of her swing so she can reach and get over.
Henry Godfrey, their setter, serving. And that is out. The point to BYU.
Out of bounds, point BYU.
Godfrey, a fighter, not flashy, managing very well from the setter position. Godfrey sets Gray. A little touch on that one.
Got to take a little bit off sometimes. You can't always have those big swings, and this is a really smart move by Gray. A really nice specific block up there. If you go in the middle, take a little off, now the defense knows, okay, we have to stay on our toes because she's not going to just take big swings tonight.
Bauer blocked. Out of bounds, the point to Pacific.
Smart move by Bauer going up high into those hands. At that angle, she does a very nice job of seeing the high hands and taking advantage.
Sophomore from France, serving. Robinson, Elman had trouble with that one, and that's a point to the Cougars.
You can see how many offensive weapons that BYU has, and that's what makes them good. That's what makes them that nationally ranked number 19 team. They are firing from every part of this court, and when they're in system, they really get it going.
Tia Withers-Welling. Quick tap that time by Kimmy Whitson for the Tigers. There's a look at Sean Olmstead, who's done a remarkable job after getting him ranked 12th in the final polls last year.
He's done such a great job with his system and building this program, recruiting well, and continuing to teach this team, okay, you can go fast out to the pins. This is our strategy. You got to work hard for it, though.
And there's a delivery by Kimmy Whitson for the Tigers point. And there's the head coach, Greg Gibbons, 4th season, 20 wins a year ago. He played volleyball at Iowa State. Gillian Howard now, their leading blocker. And a service error there.
We see a lot of service errors this year, I think specifically because coaches want these players to be more aggressive with the serving. It's that fine line of being too aggressive and trying to keep the ball in play and make people move. So you have to figure out where your sweet spot is.
Megan Birch, one of their top reserves, with the point for the Tigers. The senior.
It's a really nice set out to Birch. It's pushing her almost all the way to the antenna, so she's forcing the block to move with her, and they don't keep up, so she's able to find that seam and get over.
Godfrey setting up Haddock. The Cheminot. And Haddock cleans that up for the Cougars point.
We knew Haddock was a player that could really just go for it and take those big swings. And this is exactly what they do. They find a way to put the ball on the floor. The execution of this offense continues to get better to keep up with their incredible defense they've established.
Megan Birch. Here's Haddock. Birch again. And that goes to BYU on the point. Just missing with that one.
It's okay. I like what Birch is doing. She's establishing going really hard cross towards that line, and that's open for her. That's just a matter of finishing a little more.
11-6, Pacific got off to the quick start, but the Cougars have answered, trying to keep their 12-match winning streak intact on the road at Pacific, and BYU looking good early.
Bye.
At 11-6 lead for BYU in set number 1 here in Stockton, California. Let's look at the rules here in college volleyball.
These matches are the best 3 of 5 sets will win. It's rally scoring, so you get a point per serve. Set 5 will go to 15 points. You have to win by 2, and you have 15 substitutions per set per team.
BYU has 9 wins in 3 set matches this year, 16-3, and off to a good start here on the road. The Cheminot with the left hand. Sanders, and that's a point to BYU. She's out with that one.
Sanders just overdoes it on that one. She was a little low. She's trying to avoid the block. It's a good idea to take the swing, but I would rather her tip that right over the back of the blocker. She'd get a kill there.
Anna Robison, the junior from Orem, Utah, serving. Back set right side. Birch off the block, point to the Tigers.
You know, the interesting thing about Birch is last time they played BYU, she went cross court in the middle of the court every single time. So since then, they've been working very hard on that exact shot. High hands, down the line, trying to mix it up because BYU was really able to shut her down in the last match.
Mia Feiner serving. Schultz. Parker keeps it in play. Schultz again with a strong delivery from the southpaw.
If you notice on that play, Schultz taking advantage of a block that's still moving. Watch the hands and the feet of the block. You can tell they're flying all the way outside. You have to get set and then press over and surround that shoulder. Otherwise, she just has a whole net.
And it blocked, and a point for the Tigers. They had a double block on there. Schultz was in there.
Really good job by Sanders of getting her feet over on this block. I like the movement, the close, and they're in tandem working together. That's a really good job by Schultz as well of anchoring that right side and calling the timing.
12-9 now. Had it. How about that? Right down the line, a beauty.
That was a great shot, and I like that she's doing that right now. She's saying, not only can I take some really big swings and mix it up, but I'm going to find those back corners and I'm going to make you run around to put some pressure on you. And Coach Olmstead told us they have to find ways to put pressure like that.
Number 2 in kills for BYU this year. Here's Schultz again. Bauer blocked, and Sanders finishes for precision. Much better here.
Sanders feeling really good. She's very involved, and sometimes as a middle, it helps to just be involved in as many plays as possible because then you can get into a rhythm and you can feel really good about what you're doing, and you can have more heads-up plays like that.
Cheminot, a power kill right there for the senior from Lake Utah.
It was a big-time swing, a really nice delivery, and she's able to get up and around that ball. Only one blocker up on her gives her a lot of advantage there.
Schultz took something off that one. Bauer, and a point for the Tigers through the double block.
That's a tough one to block because Bauer is hanging in the air and she's hitting a very flat ball into the hands of the high block. So you want to stay low and press on her, otherwise she'll use you every time.
Schultz, the sophomore from Phoenix. And Bauer was there.
That's okay. Too many times I have seen setters be offensive with the ball and they have a wide open net and no hands up there. At least she now knows that Bauer's going to be up there with hands, so she has to try and move around.
And there's a service error from Godfrey.
Point Pacific.
And now serving for the Tigers, Anne-Sophie Bauer to serve for the Tigers. Strong delivery from Hannah Robison.
I like
His sister played at Utah Valley, so it runs in the family.
Definitely, you have those good genes, those good volleyball genes.
Withers Welling. Haddock blocks. Haddock again.
I'd really like to see Godfrey try and deliver these balls a little tighter to the net. She's pushing her hitters way off, so they're under the ball. So not only do you need to be patient as a hitter on your attack, but I'd like to see them a little closer so everyone can get on top of the ball with them.
Megan Birch with a strong delivery.
Megan Birch with the kill.
Senior from Monroe, Washington, and it's 17-13.
Now serving for the Tigers, Gillian Howard.
She has opened up her game according to her coach. Well, this team a work in progress. He says they haven't played their best match yet this season. Kill for BYU. Robinson.
Point BYU.
Robinson doing a very good job of just staying steady. She doesn't do anything flashy with the ball, but she does a really good job of finding seams, finding holes on the floor.
Whitney Young comes out, Parker serving. Birch. Birch again. Back over, and they had a miscommunication, and that's a point for the Cougars.
You cannot allow that to happen. Miscommunication. Need to talk, need to call someone off to take those balls.
19-13, BYU in front here in set number 1. ACC and Big 12 contest. Headline ESPNU's college football doubleheader. First at 3:30. Logan Thomas and the 14th ranked Virginia Tech Hokies put their 6-game winning streak on the line when they host ACC coastal rival Duke. Then at 7, Bryce Petty and the 8th ranked Baylor Bears take their high-flying offense on the road as they square off against Kansas in Lawrence. ESPNU's college football Saturday at 3:30 and 7 on ESPNU. Both games also live on Watch ESPN. All right, how about a Pacific alumni spotlight here? And this is a familiar name for those of you that watch college sports and sports across the country. ESPN's own Heather Cox, a star here at Pacific.
And my idol, she was actually on that team here that lost to UCLA in the NCAA championships in 1990. Now a sideline reporter for ESPN. I just want to be her. And she actually played club volleyball the same place I played club volleyball. So it's an honor to even speak about her.
Great 1990 season. Look at that, the runner-up banner.
I love it.
Hanging here at the Spano Center.
They have had some amazing programs come through this gym, so it's just a matter of time. They're building and continuing to get better.
Sierra Parker with the service for BYU, up 6. Birch. Back over. Here's Birch again. Boy, she's been strong through the block that time. One of the bright spots for Pacific.
She really has. Birch has been phenomenal with the way she's moved the ball around. She's not hitting the same way every time. That's what plagued her in the last match against BYU, and I think she has had a vendetta out to not do that again, and I'm really impressed.
And the point to Pacific as the clock goes out.
Point Pacific.
This ball going out of bounds, but still good movement by BYU. They're getting over and closing. That's one of the most important parts. Now you just have to press those hands to the middle.
They're coming on. And off the block, Robinson with the kill for BYU.
Robinson also mixing up the ball really well. We've seen her go high hands, cross court, down the line, and that's what makes it tough on the block. They're trying to follow, and she can catch those hands going up high, trying to stay with her.
Only played in 4 sets. 2011 has become a big factor for BYU this season. And there's a service there.
Point Pacific.
Here's my thing, when you get to 20, you don't want to make any service errors, especially because this is a good Pacific team. They're hanging tight, they've done some really nice things. You want to make sure that you keep moving along and you don't have unforced errors when you get towards those last 2 points.
See a couple of them for the Cougars thus far. Haddock. Schultz, good dig by Parker. Haddock kind of sidearms that one over there. Oh, how about that crafty move from Camry Godfrey for the point.
Nice job, Camry Godfrey. And may I mention that she wasn't a setter in the past. She was a right side when she was setting at her JC. And this is a new position for her. She's just getting used to it. So for her to have a heads-up play like that, to see the court like a veteran, that was huge.
Bauer with the kill.
But I will put a little pressure on Godfrey. When you have Bauer out there, you have to be very smart about your movement. You need to stick with her. You need to get that low penetration into the seams. Talk to your middles about where you want to go to block them.
Lexi Elman with the service. Middle attack. It's Haddock for the point for BYU. Trying to close in on a first set victory here.
We haven't seen a back row attack yet, and I like that Haddock is taking this ball. She's one-on-one with a blocker, falling a little inside, but still is able to turn that ball enough.
And there's Gillian Howard with the answer for Pacific.
Nice job of Howard making herself available here. Very important in serve receive. You get that good pass, you want to try and go to your middle to establish that, because oftentimes you're out of system, you can't use your middle, so that's the perfect time to do that.
See the hit percentage there. Big advantage for BYU, trying to get the victory here in set one. Bauer, Cougars keep it alive. Haddock back over. Here's Bauer again. Gray. Schultz. And the point to the Cougars. Just missing with that one.
Tough to see a good play end like that, but really nice rally by both teams. The ball control pretty much in check, running some nice fast sets to the pins. That was really good all around.
Amber Haddock, the Northern Colorado transfer, 2-year starter there. Physical, aggressive player. He's going to give way to Godfrey here for the service. The left hand out. Out of bounds. Point to the Cougars, and now they have a chance to close this out here. Set point. It's Gray. And the Tigers stay alive with the block.
Nice job closing it down, putting some pressure and some hands in front of Gray. She's done a really good job of swinging up and over that block, and Pacific just sticking with it. That was nice work.
Birch will come in for Feiner here. Whitney Young up to Robinson. Howard is out. No, it's in. It's in, 24-20.
This is what I was talking about. You can't let Pacific do this because they'll just start going on a run and building really well.
Timeout called here. We talked about how these two coaches have improved these two programs. Sean Olmstead on the BYU side has coached 4 All-Americans. And this guy had a 28-4 season a year ago, won 21 games the year before. Look at the improvement now, getting better and better, and now he has them unbeaten in conference play.
He does. I'm so impressed, and I really think what he's been able to do with the blocking, getting them 3rd nationally in blocks per set, that's huge. And he's had to build a brand new setter. They're missing a big player, having to redshirt her. He said, we're surprising ourselves a little bit.
And then Greg Gibbons for Pacific, 4th season. His team in the hunt here. Very good at home, and that's a good start. Protect the home court, go from there.
Exactly. They've really established that home court rhythm, and he just talked about preparing better on the road, and that can really elevate our game. And he's taken a lot of the responsibility upon himself to make this team better. He feels like they have all the pieces. They have some really nice players that are doing a really good job, and you can see that tonight. They continue to elevate.
Set point number 3 here. Bauer to serve. Whitney Young with a left hand, and that's going to get it done for the Cougars. So Young, the freshman from Roberts, Idaho, delivers, and it's 25-20. BYU taking set 1 here in Stockton. BYU with a 12-match winning streak, off to a good start on the road at West Coast Conference play. They take set 1.
The #1 team in the country is the king of the West Coast Conference.
It's been a fun start to our season, and I'm happy with where we're at right now.
The W.TV, the energy of the West Coast Conference on your browser, smartphone, and tablet. All the action, anytime, anywhere.
One of the big strengths of Pacific is the small class sizes. I feel like I know all of my professors and that they know me.
Office hours are very open and they're very welcoming, so it's a lot more personable than being at a bigger campus.
I just tell my kids, anytime in the afternoon, if I'm in here, come on in.
We realize that our first responsibility is to our students, and we have always taken that responsibility very seriously. So our first responsibility is teaching, our second responsibility is scholarship. It's not the other way around here.
Let's do this carpet. Yeah, let's do durable. Let's do different. But mostly, let's do soft, like this. No, it's gotta feel like this. Let's touch this, touch that, save a ton, and then let's get on it. Let's see the big game. And let's do floor seats. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Right now, carpet 3 rooms and get free installation by Thanksgiving.
Oh, here comes Kara, looking stunning as usual. Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing Tachikara's soft premium leather. It's the perfect blend of strength, beauty, and durability.
The youngest star, Pepper, is making her way down the red carpet now. Pepper, you look adorable. What's your secret?
I've lost a ton of weight, and I'm wearing more fun colors these days.
Who's this? Turn the camera off. This guy's a fake.
BYU has captured the first set here in Stockton, California, 25-20 over Pacific as we get ready for set number 2. Thus far, BYU led by Hannah Robinson and Alexa Gray.
Robinson's done a really nice job in this match of just taking over. She's really moved the ball around well, and I think that's what's really been important. And Gray, the same thing. I think they've had a lot of opportunities. Gray hasn't played as great as I think she can. She's had to take a little off. She hasn't had the best sets, but I think she's done well with what she's had. But if you look at BYU, they've just used a lot of different players, and that's what makes them good, is they have a lot of different players that can put the ball away, and that's why they're hitting 366. Pacific 191. They're struggling. You have Gillian Howard only 143, Kat Schultz only 182. You need a little more out of them.
Here's a look at Hannah Robinson's numbers complimenting Gray near the net.
She's had an ace. She's hitting 667. She's keeping the ball in play, and that's important. Not a lot of errors. BYU a little uncomfortable early, but they finally found a way throughout that set, and they're looking a lot more like themselves.
Pacific coach Gibbons said they need more movement in the middle this year. They'd like to be more aggressive as Bauer starts set number 2. Birch. And the block and the point for BYU. They have their target now on Birch. She's been active so far for Pacific.
They do, and they knew coming in that she was going to be very important for Pacific, so they wanted to slow her down, at least take a little bit off. Getting that block is huge. That's BYU's first block of this match. They need to get that defense a little better.
Birch, a little touch on that one. Here's Gray. And that'll be a point for Pacific. 1-1.
A double touch on that last play. Not sure how I felt about that one, but so it is.
Gillian Howard.
Gillian Howard now, the junior. 10th in the nation in blocks per set at 6'4". With the left hand. Sanders, and that's out. Point to the Cougars.
It's the second time I've seen Sanders have the exact same swing on that ball. You've got to find a way, either tip it over the back of the blockers, that's always a great spot to go, or you have to finish with a better snap on your wrist to keep that in play.
And there's a service ace for Godfrey. 3-1.
BYU doing a much better job early in this second set than they did in the first. Nice job by Godfrey here, creating pressure. You don't serve it directly into servicey patterns. You have to make people move.
Gray, strong delivery. The kill as Bauer couldn't handle that one.
There she is. Now we're seeing what Gray does. She's taken a lot off the ball in the last 5-6 swings, and that's what she's capable of. You give her a really nice set, she can take a fast swing on that pin.
First team all-conference a year ago. And a little tap by Birch.
Point Pacific.
Well, where would they be without Birch? She's really playing well.
She is doing such a good job of just mixing up her shot. She continues to be fearless and go for it. And you know that she remembers being shut down before, so she just keeps bringing the heat.
And there's a service error from Kimmy Whitson. Again, the errors have been really costly tonight.
Well, and I think that's what takes away from you. You build and you have a couple good plays, and then you make a service error and it deflates you. You have to pick and choose, and you have to be able to build some momentum before you can miss some serves.
Tia Withers welling, and that is in. A service ace for the junior from Beaverton, Oregon.
And no one in Pacific's back line talking. They don't follow to the back line. That's one of the keys as a back row, is you have to follow with your feet to that line and talk about where the ball is.
Haddock through the block. And the Cougars starting to roll now here in the second set.
They're doing a really good job of just having good ball control, good touches on the ball, and everyone for BYU is bettering each touch and making these plays so much better.
And that was a much-needed kill from Jennifer Sanders for the Tigers.
You got to get that ball to Sanders more often. Clearly, that is a really good set for her. She's able to elevate. She's beating the block. They're still moving. You have to have good enough ball control to be able to do that again and again.
Mia Feiner with the serve. And the kill for Hannah Robinson. She continues to excel, the junior from Orem.
I've seen way too much flying with these blockers tonight. You have to get your feet there, set your feet. You see Sanders is turning in the middle of that block. You have no chance if you're doing that.
Left-hander Schultz. Sanders blocked. And the second time to Jennifer Sanders, a senior from Texas.
Really good adjustment on that by Sanders of turning at the last minute. You see she knows that block is to her left, so all she has to do is turn her shoulders to the right a bit, and she can keep that ball in.
Lexi Elman. Great play made there by Feiner to keep it alive. It doesn't matter, though, as Robinson gets another kill.
That set so fast back to Robinson. She's beating the block. You can't get over there as a blocker in that kind of situation. She's going to get you. The best you can hope for is just take a little bit of the seam with your left side blocker and hope that your middle gets somewhere within the near territory.
Godfrey with a tip, and that ends up being the difference. Camry Godfrey, right place, right time, gets the point for BYU.
BYU starting to take over. They're starting to feel it. They're doing a really good job of heads-up plays. They're getting nice touches and keeping the ball in play without a lot of unforced errors.
Sean Olmstead has to like what he sees. A 10-4 lead. His team already took set 1, looking for set 2.
If you're into rushing headlong into chaos, changing the map with one well-placed shot, base jumping off of skyscrapers, joyriding tanks in the glorious, mind-blowing freedom of all-out war, we'll see you there.
Rated M for mature. Get Second Assault first on Xbox One.
I'm not going back to the Klondike.
We're going to get rich right here in the jungle.
I'm going to do a Todd Hoffman couldn't. The Yukon is the place to be.
Over 2 continents and across oceans.
You've got to go where the gold is.
Gold Rush, season premiere, Friday at 9 on Discovery.
BYU up 1-0, leading in set 2. Greg Gibbons, first season in this conference, the West Coast Conference for the Tigers after that time in the Big West. It's a challenge when you face the likes of BYU and San Diego.
It is, and you can tell that the BYU and San Diego teams are very experienced, and they're starting to get a little bit older in their classes, so they have those older players that have played at that level. They know what it takes now.
Schultz is blocked. Chevenant was in there. That's 6-4.
That was big time, and that's only BYU's second block. They've got to have some more plays like that, and you can tell as you get into a rhythm with the rest of your game, your blocking just starts to come along, and they just become dominant in that area.
Got some help from Haddock as well, and there's a service ace for Hannah Robinson. And right now, they are really in a groove.
They are. Pacific has to do everything they can to try and get away from this serve-receive pattern as fast as possible. You have to have a good pass, try and run your offense, and just rotate around so you can get a fresh start here.
That was a third ace. Schultz trying to slow down the surging Cougars. Bauer.
Huge. You've got to get Bauer involved. 3 kills. That's now her 4th on the night. When you have these kinds of sets out to her that are almost to the pin, she's beating the block. They're not getting over. She needs to see the ball more and more.
Great elevation for being 5'9" there at the net. Bauer blocked and a point for BYU. Boy, their blocking game, we talked about in the open, so important. They're one of the best at that.
Well, and they're keeping up with the hitters. There have been pretty rare moments when they're not getting over and closing down this block and taking away that seam, and they've figured out what Pacific is doing now.
Howard with the kill.
So far for Pacific, that slide has worked really well. I'd like to see more of it. Again, goes back to the good ball control, the passing, and the digs, trying to get them up so that they can run that. But I really like that play, BYU not answering.
Howard has been effective in that role. And another point for the Tigers.
Violation for BYU.
So you have Birch in the front row now for Pacific. I imagine she's going to get a lot of balls right now. She needs to find a way to get down the line and get low and hard in those seams.
And that was a poor set there as she's looking for Greg.
Coach Gibbons said it just takes some pressure with the serve and pressure with the block, and that's how you take BYU out of their system and comfort zone.
That was a good one to Gray. There's Howard again. Birch. Parker keeps it in play. Great action here. And Gray is out with that one. Points to the Tigers.
Really nice job by Pacific. Coach Gibbons said last time around they had no transition game. They did not do well out of system. This time they're really able to execute in those situations.
Sean Olmstead calling a timeout for BYU with his team leading 13-9. Well, it has been a fun season in college volleyball. Baylor and Kansas, the Big 12, ESPNU's college volleyball doubleheader Wednesday. Number 22 Jayhawks. Then at 9, Texas Tech squares off against Iowa State. Women's college volleyball Wednesday at 7 and 9 on ESPNU. Both matches are also live on Watch ESPN. West Coast Conference with BYU and San Diego getting most of the headlines this year. There they are at the top. San Diego, a very good team with their early season wins.
Yeah, San Diego has been very good. They were at one point number 2, and they actually beat USC. And I think this is just a growing San Diego program, the same as BYU. They just continue to do better and better and grow as a program. And I really like what this conference is doing. And Pacific, part of that. They're struggling right now, but they're young.
They could have 6 conference wins. They lost a couple of 3-2 matches that were tough for them.
Well, and that's tough about being on the road. And you hear from all these coaches, yeah, you can do great when you're at home, but it's really about how you prepare and how can you elevate your game when you get on the road. That's what really defines these teams. And BYU has done a great job on the road, and that's why they are where they are.
13-9 Cougars. Pacific a little bit of a surge after the BYU timeout now. Back to action. Whitson with the left hand. Gray. And that gets the Cougars their 14th point.
It's interesting watching Gray because she does a lot of different things with the ball. That time she takes a little off. She still takes that swing, but she goes down the line and is able to get the kill because no one can figure out how hard she's going to hit the ball.
There's Howard again. She's got a bright spot for the Tigers in the middle.
They really needed Howard, and she's had 5 kills now, almost hitting 200. They need more from her. You've got to keep getting the ball to her if your ball control is there.
Bauer trying to dig it, and a point for the Cougars. Boy, Gray, the West Coast Conference Freshman of the Year. Sky's the limit, huh?
It really is. She needs to improve upon her hitting errors, though. She's had 5 kills. She's hitting around 118 right now. I'd really like to see what she can do to try and keep the ball in play a little more and not have those errors.
And Bauer misses with that one, and the Cougars add to their lead. Godfrey. Sanders. The Tigers.
All day long. Run the slide, Pacific. Just keep going for it. That is your baby. You've got to use it. They have been able to beat the block. There's been a huge seam every time.
And that's been Howard and Sanders primarily.
The whole time, and they've done a really nice job of getting over there fast.
This hit there, and the Tigers can't get it over the net.
It's one of the issues with a young team is you can have a good part of the play, and then all of a sudden there's a miscommunication, and it hurts you a lot. So you have to be able to put together an entire play and be able to make it good from start to finish.
Tia Weathers-Welling. Kill again for Sanders. Just keep going back to the well, right?
Keep going back for it, and she's doing a really nice job with that hitting percentage now. She's upped it. There are not a lot of errors out of her game, and she's really taking advantage of the fact that her ball control on that team is doing really well so that she's able to take those swings.
Go to Bauer, and it's blocked. As BYU has the answer, Robinson.
Check this out. The footwork on the block for BYU, perfect. Just a little sidestep over, very controlled, a really nice penetration over the net. That's the right block.
Parker serving. Bauer gets it through the block that time for the Tigers' point. They haven't had a lot of success by the pins, huh?
No, have it. And what I liked about what Bauer does is that she rebounds after getting blocked really well. A lot of players would get very frustrated. She sees the ball so much that it's easy to get in a funk, and she doesn't do that at all. She comes back with a big swing again and is able to get that kill.
Look at Bauer's numbers. She checks off. For the Tigers. Schultz.
Nice job. Haven't said that name in a while, and Pacific really needed it. You have to get that fast enough back to her, and they do that. They get it to the pin real quick so she can beat the block.
Lecheminot, and she gets the kill.
So BYU in the last set let go at this point in the set, and they started making errors, and they let Pacific creep back in. Their goal now should be to stick with it, not miss any serves, and try and push through.
Robinson, who has really played well tonight serving. Schultz, good dig there from Parker. And a point to the Tigers. Two hands.
Point Pacific.
Let's check this play out. Nice dig. Yeah, definitely a double on that one. You can't hit the ball so unclean with one cheap touch. It has to be much cleaner, both hands at the same time.
Kat Schultz, sophomore. 3 state titles at Xavier Prep in Phoenix. She has been the leader in kills, the left-hander. And there's the block. Whitson was in there along with Howard.
Nice job, Whitson, anchoring that right side. She takes a really good step in. Closes it up. Nice job.
Sophomore from Palo Alto, California with a big play. Schultz again. And the block again at the net. The defense stepping up.
BYU gets way too comfortable, and then they sit back and they allow Pacific to just come right back in. This was a really nice block in the middle, a little help from the left side, and that's what you need.
It was Alicja Wilk, number 13. Stepped up and they caught within one.
It really has, and had it trapped on that set, there was really nowhere for her to go unless she tipped over the backs of the blockers, but Pacific's movement, they just clamped down on that right side. I love this. It's even a relatively fast set, and they still get over. Good job, Howard.
Last year's NCAA champs, the Texas Longhorns. And guess what? They're back on top, #1 in the country in the latest poll. Could be their year again.
I really think they have all the pieces to this puzzle. It'll be interesting to see how things play out. A lot of good teams, but Texas has it going on.
They swept Oregon in Louisville and competing in their 4th semifinals the last 5 years. Last year was a special season, finally breaking through to capture the championship. Their 2nd NCAA title, first since 1988, when Mick Haley was the head coach. Texas also played in the 1995 and 2009 championship matches. Winners and maybe surging at the right time, the Longhorns.
Well, and they have Haley Eckerman and Bailey Webster swinging on the outside. Really, there's only up to go from there. And now that they're back in that top spot, this is a team they need to keep winning and grinding it out, learning about what they're doing. They're missing Kat Bell right now in the middle, but I think they can do something really special.
See the scoring run for the Tigers, a 4-0 run as well, and they've drawn within 1 here after the BYU timeout. Schultz serving. And the kill. And that was Lecheminot.
Really nice job coming out of that timeout. Lecheminot getting that ball quick, adjusting very fast on the fly mid-air, taking a really short arm swing to keep it in play.
Senior gets a big point. Serving is Haddock. And through the block, the point for Pacific's Gillian Howard.
Sometimes that's all you can do. You have nowhere to go, so you have to muscle it through and hope that it falls on their side. Now they have Birch coming back in for Pacific. This is huge for them. They can make a run here and take this set. Birch needs to have some good touches.
Trying to draw even. And that's out, a point for BYU. They again come near side, and Haddock delivers.
When you're blocking here on Haddock, you have to get up better with the timing. She's beating you, so you have to get over with her and try and press so that she's not getting past you so easily.
Birch, and the point for BYU as that was out. That was a big point to make it 22-19.
She's kind of going back to her comfort zone, and that's what happens when your back is against the wall. You have to try and get down the line and find those harder cross-court shots if possible.
Tigers call a timeout here, trailing 22-19. This Sunday, we spotlight conference play in the AAC when the Yukon Huskies host Maya McClendon and the Louisville Cardinals. Women's college volleyball Sunday, 1 Eastern time on ESPNU. Also live on Watch ESPN. A lot of talented teams across the country. And how about this? A new look now. The splinter groups going off to other conferences, and this is the way this conference now looks.
The AAC, you have Connecticut, Temple, Rutgers, Cincinnati, Louisville, Memphis, SMU, Houston, Central Florida, and South Florida. A little interesting the way this goes, and it'll be changing again as Louisville out of there next year.
And Rutgers as well leaving, so it's still, the ball is rolling in terms of realignment.
The evolution of the conference is changing every year. I can't keep up with it.
Nice answer from BYU, forcing a Pacific timeout here. You see the kill numbers. How about that effort from the Tigers?
It's been huge. BYU with 260. And I think Pacific has been able to get their numbers up a little bit, and they're continuing to grind it out. But you have those mishits like we just saw from Birch, and she has to do a better job of choosing where she's going, getting out of her comfort zone, taking those big swings that we've seen from her hard in those seams and down the line. That makes a big difference for this team.
Kat Lecheminot, the senior leader, to serve for the Cougars. And Birch the point. Continues to play well.
A really nice swing from her. She must have heard me going down the line that time, high off the hands. That's what makes her good, when she can mix up her game that way.
The tip by Gray, and almost worked. Sanders blocked. Great volley here. Gray with the finish.
Nice job, Gray, of coming inside a little, getting low in that seam on the inside of the hands of the blockers.
Coming up at intermission, we'll look at the contenders for the national championship. Highlights and stats as well. Stay with us. And a nice tip by Sanders, kept alive by the Cougars. And that is out, and a point for BYU, and they're closing in on a second set victory here. It's been a battle.
It has, and I still like that Pacific is utilizing that slide set. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Whitson is doing what she needs to.
Godfrey, set point. Birch. Wow, she's getting better as the night goes on.
She is, and that one was good because it was high, and it forces players to take that ball in the defense up high. You can't just let it go, and that's good. That opens things up a little bit more for her.
Robinson out. Hit the
I'd say that's
judge there with the flag.
He just wants to play.
They're within two now with Kimmy Whitson serving. Oh, and a service error. A costly service error for Kimmy Whitson and Pacific. They battled hard here in set number 2, but they are down now 2-0. BYU trying to keep their 12-match streak alive. They lead 2-0 at Pacific.
And the #1 team in the
Coach Greg Gibbons says his team a work in progress. A lot of freshmen and sophomores learning the system, and there you see the class breakdown for Pacific.
Well, it's always tough when you have so many young players. You have to do a lot of teaching, and that's okay, but it just takes a few years to get them to where you need them to be. But I have to say, they're doing a really nice job in this third set, hitting 294. They brought BYU down to 0.
That will be a BYU point there to make it 10-7. Haddock.
See, Haddock takes a nice swing. I like that she drops that elbow, takes a little off to try and get those high hands and see what movement she can put on the ball.
Sierra Parker serving. Haddock again, and that's out. Point for the Tigers.
Haddock is just overdoing it now. She's trying to miss the block, so she's swinging so high that she misses the block, but then she misses the court as well. You have to be able to take a little off, like she did in the play before, get those high hands, or take it a little lower with that swing so you can get those fingertips.
Bauer checks out. Pacific on a 6-1 run now. Kimmy Whitson.
BYU knew coming in they could not leave Whitson by herself over there. She does such a nice job of turning. You got a lefty. She can use that power. You have to have a block up on her.
12-7 Tigers. Cheminade blocked. And that's blocked. It's 6-4. 8
blocks now for Pacific. They're getting in that rhythm that we've seen BYU have all night. Pressing really well on that left side. I like it a lot.
One of the top blocking teams in the country. BYU is as well. Defensive story here for the Tigers. Haddock is blocked. Again, and she powers that through there.
That's the power that Haddock brings, and you have to allow her to just unleash and start taking those big swings. The second she gets a little too careful, then it takes away from her game. And you have Godfrey back in now, setting for BYU. Imagine you're going to get Haddock a lot of touches on that outside still.
Robinson serving. Pacific has the momentum here for today.
We saw Godfrey struggle blocking Bauer earlier in this match because she has such an erratic arm. She really has so many different places that she can go to and swing to. Makes it very tough to block. You have to stick with her and press low.
Alicja Wilk.
Bauer checks out now. Cheminade.
Doesn't have to be perfect or beautiful. You just want to keep it in place sometimes as a middle, and that's the best thing you can do.
Now serving for the Cougars, Amber Haddock.
Amber Haddock now. Potential to be one of the best outside hitters in this conference. She's really showed up tonight. And there's the block by Cheminade.
Nice one-on-one penetration. She gets over, good feet first. Takes the step, quick, hands over.
Top on the team in blocks, coming in with 85. Cheminade. And now they're on a roll, and number 4, the big reason why.
That's huge for her to come out and find that back corner on that slide swing. It's a very difficult place to hit to. You have to push it hard, past the defense. Nice job by her of finding it.
dig by Haddock there. Here's Gray. Birch blocked. And it's a Pacific point. It was out.
Birch finding those high hands. She gets a little lucky on that one. That was pretty good by BYU. But take advantage. Keep with it, Pacific. Don't let down at all. You have to keep the pressure on BYU, not allow them to side out at will.
Junior Gillian Howard. Gray with the kill off the block.
Exactly the right choice. And these are moments where Godfrey can really grow as a setter. When you're in this type of situation, there's pressure on. Who do you decide to go to? Gray has done a really nice job of moving the ball.
BYU trying to battle back here. And they can't stop. Sanders, another kill for her. It's that slide, right? That's been the play.
It's just so good, and that's on your left side blocker. It's not that you can necessarily stop that slide for Pacific, but you can take a little off by taking more court away with your hands.
Haddock with a beauty, a little tip over the top.
We've seen her find the middle of the court a couple times in this match to try and bring some momentum back to this team. See if they can build upon it. Now you have Godfrey back serving. You have a good front line. You need to just get some momentum here.
And Schultz off balance, lucky to get it over. And the Cougars as well. Birch through the block for the kill.
Gray has to do a better job blocking on that left side. She needs to take more responsibility and press a little lower. She's getting caught. High hands too often, and she's not getting her feet there. It's hard work as a left side blocker. You have to be very dedicated on that side.
Mia Feiner now, the sophomore from San Clemente, California. Their team up 17-13. Bauer blocks. That was Gray and Young over there.
That's the kind of press I'm talking about. They had their feet there easy. They close up together. Almost there, but closing down, really good job by Gray of pressing towards that middle of the court.
Maybe even them in blocks now. Sanders blocks, but she delivers the kill. Pacific maintaining this advantage, trying to fight off BYU in the third set.
Now serving for the Tigers, Lexi Elman.
Lexi Elman, freshman from Omaha, serving. Robinson. Oh, and the tip was a beauty. Haddock has done that a couple times here in this set.
Points off the overpass.
Haddock getting a yellow card for arguing with the ref, but I'm not sure what the call was and then what the argument was. Godfrey's come over to talk to the ref now, trying to decide, figure out what's happening.
BYU now trailing by 3 with Sierra Parker serving. Sophomore from Santa Clara, Utah. Utah Gatorade Player of the Year out of high school. Hard fought third set here. And a point for BYU. 18-16.
Creeping back in, bringing the pressure with the serve. That's where it starts. And in this out-of-system play, you have to do a good job of keeping the ball in.
Timeout on the court by BYU. ACC and Big 12 contest headline ESPNU's college football doubleheader. First at 3:30, Logan Thomas and number 14 Virginia Tech put their 6-game winning streak on the line when they host ACC coastal rival Duke. Then at 7, Bryce Petty and number 8 Baylor take on the Jayhawks of Kansas as Baylor has that high-flying offense on the road. ESPNU's College Football Saturday at 3:30 and 7 on ESPNU. Both games also live on Watch ESPN. Kat Schultz has maybe not been playing at 100%, but she has picked up her play here in the third set.
She really has. She's done such a nice job of coming inside on the higher sets, taking advantage, getting in the seams, and then when they're able to, they get her the fast set that she really likes. And as a lefty, BYU has not been able to adjust to her in this third set. 6 kills. She's hitting 111, nowhere near where she needs to be or wants to be, I'm sure, and 7 digs. So still a very important aspect of this offense, but they need some even more production from her.
10 kills apiece, so they have stepped it up as Parker will serve for the Cougars. Godfrey sets Haddock. Howard at 6'4", and that's in there.
Howard, such heads-up play there. Movement, grabbing the ball, throwing it down, not making a net violation or an unforced error. All things that could happen in those types of situations very easily.
Schultz to serve as Bauer checks out. Wilkie is in. Howard blocked. Second time's a charm.
I am so impressed by the Pacific middles. They have been outstanding tonight, and really the only reason they've been able to come back in this third set, they have just been on fire in front and on the right side with those slides.
Big game for the junior from La Jolla in the third set. Had it. LeCheminot. That was a beauty. Great touch from the senior.
Another good save by LeCheminot, keeping it in play. As a middle, you get touches, and they're not always great. You have to make adjustments at the very end of it, and she does a really nice job of that a couple times tonight now.
They're in the hunt, down 3 here, trying to close this out in 3 sets and battle back a little bit. Robinson serve, and that was a beauty. It's a service ace.
That was really good because she finds the seam between 2 different people. Too often we see serves going directly at someone, and the goal should be to find a seam, find a corner, back on that back line.
Fourth ace. Howard, and that's in. She's in a zone right now.
She is, and she doesn't have much opposition up at the net. If you look at this block here by BYU, Howard's up, and they're way late. They have to be up much faster. When you have a middle going up, because it's a faster tempo set and then a faster swing after, you've got to be up a count higher than that.
Alicja Wilk with the serve. Battle at the net, and a point for Pacific.
Kimmy Whitson with the kill. Point Pacific.
Kimmy Whitson makes it 22-18 and a timeout. BYU winning sets 1 and 2, but it has been a different story here in set 3. So Tigers try to keep this going. They've been very good on the home court this season. Let's take a look at NCAA news and notes. Women's volleyball, we've talked about Texas, and they're a force to be reckoned with again.
They are, now that they're back in that #1 spot after USC dropped to #4 from being swept. Very interesting to see the way Texas continues to build. They're on that 9-match winning streak. They need everyone to stay healthy. Kat Bell has had some issues lately, but they can have a really nice run here in the second half of the season. And 2 undefeated teams left, Missouri and Colorado State. Much of Missouri due to Molly Krecklau. She has been so good. Senior setter, really important part of that undefeated streak.
SEC's Tigers, and they are a team that we'll keep an eye on to see how long they can stay unbeaten. Meanwhile, Pacific has been a different team here at home, 6-1. They're starting to play like it here in the third set.
They really are. So much credit to the middles. I always laugh at myself because I'm a little biased. I was a middle, so I have to give credit to my own people. But they have done a phenomenal job of opening up the middle fast sets and the slides, and just a really nice job with the ball control to make that happen.
Wilk serving, and that was a mishit there. Cheminade with the touch for the point.
Godfrey has not been giving Le Cheminade beautiful sets by any means lately, and I think that she's just trying to push her, trying to give it to the middle because she is effective, and Le Cheminade is doing a nice job of adjusting.
Alexa Gray is back on here, 22-19. Birch. Haddock keeps it in play. That's a point for BYU.
Pacific in the net, a good idea to try and put that over. I think it's smart. However, you have to have good enough control to not hit the net as Whitson did.
Amber Haddock, the junior, trying to draw him within one, and another timeout. 22-20 Pacific. BYU winning the first two sets. The Tigers lead here in set 3. The Big 12 headlines ESPNU's college volleyball doubleheader on Wednesday. First at 7, Baylor takes on the 22nd ranked Kansas Jayhawks. Then at 9, Texas Tech squares off against Iowa State. Women's college volleyball Wednesday at 7 and 9 on ESPNU. Both matches are also live on Watch ESPN. Kat Le Cheminade has been a factor for the Cougars.
Slightly, 8 kills, only 1 error on 18 attempts. So obviously they're liking getting the middles involved. 10 kills, excuse me now. She sets the ball so often, but she's done a really nice job of adjusting. In the middle, on the right side, they've done a great job of spreading her out. And I think just her ability to change mid-air to make sure she's not making errors has been really important to get BYU back in this third set.
Her mom was a high jumper at Texas A&M and BYU. Her dad on the BYU ski team, and she's making a name for herself here in volleyball. There's a look at the kill totals, and the digs are close. Each team with 8 blocks. Birch. Hit the antenna. That's a Tigers point.
Point Pacific.
Out of the back row, trying to get this one over, but Pacific does such a nice job of closing it down. Howard, again, that big presence in that middle, presses really well.
Howard serving. Birch blocked. Here's Gray. Gray again. Birch, and she overpowers Haddock with that one. And it is set point for Pacific.
That's a big difference between Birch and Gray. Birch is taking way bigger swings. She's riskier. She's just going for it. Gray is getting a little scared, so she's taking some off, and she's not taking the types of swings she needs to execute.
Howard. Gray, and that's a big point for BYU. 24-21. Still alive here in the third set.
That was huge by Gray. So nonchalant, just taking that easy swing on the outside. Sometimes you don't have to hit as hard. You just have to find what's open. If you're hitting straight to people, it doesn't really matter how hard you're hitting.
The block. Gray and Young there, and it's 24-22.
Gray getting a little excited over there on that left side with that block, and that's what I wanted to see from her from the very beginning. That's how you shut down a slide. You get over, you hold tight, you get your core involved, and you press really well to the middle.
BYU set point number 3 here. Coach Gibbons hoping his team can hang on here.
I think looks like a hit in the face, or I'm not sure what happened to Whitson there on that block.
She's going to stay on. Cheminade with a serve. Birch and Pacific wins set 3. A gritty effort to keep this one going from Stockton, California, as they win at 25-22.
Really nice job by Pacific of grinding it out, staying with it.
Pacific still alive, now trailing 2-1. Megan Birch has been big all night long. They play on. Welcome back to Stockton. We head to the fourth set as Pacific now trails 2-1. Another close match for Pacific. That's been the storyline this year. Birch has been big.
Megan Birch has been huge. Along with the middles, the ability to get your big pin hitter involved. She has 12 kills now. She's really mixed it up. I've been impressed by how fearless and smart she has been with the ball and the big swings that she's taken. And you have to look at what Pacific has done to BYU. They forced BYU to only hit 149. Pacific hitting 245, and so much of that is the efficiency of players like Birch and Sanders and Howard of putting the ball away.
See Alicja Gray there. She was quiet in that third set.
She really was, and she started getting a little scared. She was taking some off. She wasn't doing a good enough job of finding seams. She's hitting directly at people. She has 10 kills. Obviously still a good night for her, but Schultz 111, 6 kills. They need a lot more, and it comes down to the ball control to be able to get her that fastball to the pin that she likes that's effective.
So Pacific with some momentum now, trailing 2-1. They've only lost once here, 6-1 on the home court. And they played with some confidence in that third set. Wilk to serve, a freshman from Poland. There's Gray, and there's an effort by the Tigers to try to keep it alive, and they do, but the tip is there for Whitney Young.
So you save that ball, get it over, and then you have no one on defense to stop the block. You have to be heads up, hands up at the net, and touch that ball. There should have been a joust or a block there immediately.
Birch, you saw her acknowledging her error there. And Birch comes right back and gets the kill.
It works. She's been going there over and over tonight, and she's struggled hitting that about an inch outside that sideline. This time it works really well. I like that swing. The defense hasn't moved over, and this time she gets a kill.
Fourth set, BYU up 2-1. Tied here at 1. And the kill for Hannah Robinson.
Robinson has to have a big set right here. She needs to take some pressure off the rest of the players. We didn't see much of her in that third set. And Haddock taking so many swings. You want to go pin to pin. You have a good left and right in this rotation.
Withers Welling serving. Set up Robinson with another kill. That was kind of the story at the early stages of this match.
It really was. Robinson did so much on that right side, and Godfrey doing a good job of making sure that she keeps that ball in play.
Birch again.
Why not is exactly right. She mixes it up. When she is in the zone, you don't see the same hit over and over from her, and that's what she has to remember moving forward. This is so much of a learning match for her.
Kimmy Whitson, the sophomore. Haddock, and that is out. A point for Pacific.
Point Pacific.
Tied at 3. Haddock missing there. Miscommunication there on the BYU side. And then the left-hander, Schultz, gives Pacific the lead.
That's what you get when you make it easy on Pacific. Their transition ability has improved so much in the last few weeks that they can run this type of play, get Schultz fast and inside to beat the block.
Whitson just gets it over the net. And there's Robinson.
She has so much power on that right side. I like when she swings and brings all of that power in that hard cross court, because regardless of the touch on the block, it's going to ricochet off those arms of the passer.
Sierra Parker serves it. Touch that time from Birch. It's Robinson again. Robinson. Schultz block. Birch, is it in? It is. Point for the Tigers.
Big time. Birch should be so proud of her game right now. Her ability to move that ball, we saw it hard on that cross-court line and then deep on that back line just a couple points later. It's going to come up big time as they go through the second half of play and try and up themselves in the standings.
See the numbers, 15 kills now for Megan Birch. Haddock through the block. And that hit the court. Fans behind us disagree, but a point for the Cougars.
I'm going to have to disagree as well. We'll see if I'm right here. That was great. That was a really good pancake.
That was Whitson. Got the hand under, you think, huh?
Yep. I could never do that, so I really like when it works and I see someone do it.
Bauer. And through the block that time, number 1, the sophomore.
Bauer is such a scary player. You have to be so smart with the way you put your hands up. On top of that, she's one-on-one with the block. You have to do a better job as LeCheminant to get over there with your feet.
Godfrey back set right side and the kill for LeCheminant.
Not a great blocking effort from her in the last play. And she really makes up for it with her offense. Her ability to get over, get up, and available on that right side is huge for them.
All even at 6. Problems there for the Tigers. LeCheminant. And Schultz with a error there.
That's tough. Schultz falling back. She's trying to take a little off, and I see what her idea was. Just take some off, and she could get it in the middle of the court, and they have to scramble, but just a little too much.
Bauer. Gray, and that one is in, and that had some mustard on it.
When she's patient and she stays behind on her approach, she can get on top of this ball. This is a good job by Godfrey of even out of system. She makes sure that that ball is close enough to the net so Gray can go into the ball.
Bauer's blocked. There's Gray, and that is a Pacific point, just missing out of bounds. 8-7. Wilk is going to come in now for Bauer.
For the Tigers, Schultz.
Schultz to serve it. Trying to draw even. Left hand, Kimmy Whitson. Good time.
Good job, Whitson, being up and ready for that one. This is a great job. And LeCheminant's there. You just have to press a little more. You put your hands straight up, and it doesn't do anything to stop the hitter.
Like a hook shot in basketball there amongst a couple centers. There's Gray, and again, she delivers. She's heating up here, and she gives BYU the lead.
It's amazing to me what she can do when she's patient and behind the ball, and it just goes to show that patience and a ball that's a little tighter for her and on top of that block does wonders for her game.
Bauer, that hit the top of the net and goes through for the point.
I'll take it.
Point Pacific.
Again, Pacific really looking like a different team here, sets 3 and 4.
They are, and BYU doesn't respond as well, and they don't bring as much pressure as we saw earlier, and Pacific has taken advantage of that. They saw that, and they just started bringing fire.
Okay, service, and Godfrey can't get to that one. 10-9 Pacific.
Point Pacific.
The serve and pass game has become even more crucial in the women's volleyball game. so important to bring that pressure. With the good serve, you have the good blocking, and both of these good blocking teams realize how crucial that is.
And that one handcuffed Gray for a moment. Birch. We go to Birch again. Godfrey keeps it alive. Great action here. Gray, and that one is in. It was close. It's 10-10.
Really nice job by Gray. I really enjoyed Birch's fan club behind us, though. Those were some major swings from her during that rally.
It was a touch and a point, 10-10. And Birch is there again.
That was an even faster sensitive pick for Birch, and she still finds a way through. She adjusts quickly, gets her feet there. She just shortens up her steps, and that's how she can get to the ball.
Tigers back in front, trying to even this at 2 sets apiece. 16 kills now for Birch. Young tried the left hand that time. And that one will be a point for BYU.
Pacific called in the net on that one. And that's bouncing, so I'd say that's a fair call. Those are the types of points that you don't want to give up in this kind of match. Pacific finally really finding a groove. They're in this. They need to win this. It's do or die, and then you're in the net.
Sanders. Senior from Katy, Texas again in the middle.
Great delivery here for this on Sanders. Quick, right behind. She gets up and available. Great connection.
Sanders, and BYU had trouble with that. Back-to-back points. Sanders, 13-11. He's the #1 middle player a year ago with 316 kills. 12 tonight. And that was a missed pass there, and a point will go to BYU though.
They're calling Sanders on the net. Another violation. So Pacific still leading by 1, but BYU really has an opportunity right now to make a run. You have Leshemina in the front. I think you utilize her on the slide and in front as much as possible.
Back row attack there from Birch, from Wilk, and that shot is in. Haddock.
Take a look to see this touch. A little tough of an angle. If anything, off the fingertips of that block.
Tigers fans not happy. Sanders the tip. Birch, oh, well out of play with that one. And 14-13, the Cougars are back in front.
Pacific has done a very nice job in the last few weeks since that last BYU match of improving their serve-receive game. They need that right now. You have to get out of this rotation quickly.
Birch blocked. Second time, blocked a second time. There is a play by Leshemina.
The nice thing about that is Leshemina drops her left hand on that block.
Coach Gibbons' team battling, but Coach Olmsted's team has the advantage here, leading 15-13, their defense stepping up. BYU on a 4-0 run, leading 2-1, and in front here 15-13 in the fourth set. We've had 10 ties and 4 lead changes. Megan Birch has had a monster match for this Pacific Tigers team.
She really has 16 kills, 188 though, a few too many errors, but I love the big fearless swings that she has taken.
tip. And there's another kill for Birch. Not of the power variety, just as effective.
Just got to keep it in sometimes. You want to stay in this type of match, you just have to play the game.
Serving for the Tigers, Feiner.
Mia Feiner, the sophomore. Second on the team in digs this season, 5'7". She's an accomplished beach volleyball player. First team All-CIF in California at a high school.
This is where beach volleyball is big, you know.
Absolutely. Different game though, huh?
Much different, way harder. I could never make that transition because getting out of the sand was a little too difficult for me.
Quite a battle here in set 4. The Cheminot. Schultz powers one down.
Really good transition game from Pacific. You can tell that this team has been very specific in their practice about what they want to work on. This was a great delivery back to Schultz. Continuing to grow and improve is this Pacific team.
Haddock is blocked. Tries again. Third time. The Cheminot block. Great play at the net by Pacific. And there's the point for Haddock.
Good spot for Haddock. Find that back corner. That forces people to move. You get the sides of arms and sending them spinning. Really nice defense and coverage from BYU on this. Good spot.
Anna Robinson serving it. Sanders. We go to Bauer, and Bauer is out with that one down the line. Point for the Cougars.
Pacific wanting a touch on that one, and I'm not sure where it could have happened. Let's see if we see it on this one. No touch at all.
Timeout Tigers, trailing 17-15 here in the fourth set. This Sunday, we spotlight conference play in the 8AC when the Yukon Huskies host Maya McClendon and the Louisville Cardinals. Women's college volleyball, Sunday at 1 Eastern on ESPNU. Also live on Watch ESPN. Alexa Gray, one of the top players in the West Coast Conference, has been a key for BYU this season and tonight.
Gray has been huge with the way she's touching the ball. A lot of heads-up plays like that, but really her ability in this last set to slow it down, be a little more patient, open things up for them on that pin has been huge. She's taken a lot of pressure off the rest of this team and has been very effective.
First team All-Conference a year ago and the West Coast Conference Freshman of the Year. She was an honorable mention All-America, and you got to think going to get better and better. It's just her sophomore campaign.
Definitely, and she's one of the reasons that they finished 12th last year. They're 19th now. She is going to help really grow this program and get them the attention that they deserve.
She played volleyball, rugby, and hoops in high school in Calgary, Alberta. Great athlete. After the timeout, Robinson serving it. And the ace.
That's how you come out of a timeout.
That's just what the doctor ordered for BYU. Five aces now for the Cougars. They mop the floor in front of us.
Here she comes back again. keep up with her because it is so fast.
For the Tigers, Lexi Elman.
132 kills a year ago, improving in her sophomore year. Howard is blocked, and that's the Cheminades. That is 6-4 against 6-2, and 6-2 wins that battle.
Seeing some nice work one-on-one from Le Cheminade, and that's one of the hardest things about being a middle is knowing where to be on your own and making the right moves.
Bauer again. Boy, she has been so effective.
That time she elevated up and over that block, getting high hands. That's huge.
Now serving for the Tigers, Schultz.
Wilk is going to come in now for Bauer. Here's Wilke. The freshman arrived in January. Played some spring sand volleyball. And there's a service error. And that's Schultz. And they just creep up at the worst times for this team.
They do. It keeps you from creating opportunities for your team. That's the one time when you go back to that line where you have to focus. And Pacific has had 5 service errors, BYU only 2. It makes a really big difference in these tight games.
Bauer through the block.
Anne-Sophie Bauer with a kill. Point Pacific.
It's just so good. She's patient, she stays behind it, and that's what lets her take the big swing. She's not patient, she gets under there, and then she can't use all that power she has.
Okay. And there's Gray. 21-18 BYU.
Howard struggling to keep up on this one because Gray just swinging so fast off her own pass high enough so she can get that, and Howard just not dropping that left hand to take the seam.
Whitson kills tonight with a left hand though. Whitson with the answer.
As a blocker, you know Whitson's in the front row, and if you don't know, you need to call it out. You need to be aware where she is at all times. When the setter is that offensive, you've got to have hands up on her.
BYU trying to keep their win streak alive. They've won 12 straight matches heading into this one, leading 2-1. Break. Birch with a little English on that one. 21-20.
Point Pacific.
Shot.
Ladies, go, watch the screen. And the Megan Birch show for the Tigers tonight. 18 on the kill line. And there's another service error.
BYU 3 points within taking this, has to focus. No unforced errors.
Cougars trying to close in on another victory on the road. Birch blocked out, and a point for the Tigers.
Good angle from Birch on that one. She works really hard to get outside so that she can take this angle, force those shoulders into the block.
Kimmy Whitson, the left-hander. Young with the tip over. Schultz. Schultz again. Third time through the block for the point, and we're tied at 22.
Great moves from Whitson, getting that ball back fast to Schultz. I liked it.
Great crowd here, and their Tigers have battled back, trailing 2-0. They win the third set, and now they're even here in set 4. Let's talk about what we talked about at the beginning of this broadcast, Kelly. What's at stake here? A 12-match win streak for BYU.
BYU has a lot on the line, and they definitely wanted to come into a tough Pacific atmosphere and try and be successful. And Pacific has been struggling, but they are good at home. They've only had one loss at home all season. The last two losses they had were actually 3-2 losses, so this is a team that's gone to 5 a couple times, and they could have some much bigger wins and a better record had they been able to close it out. So if they can push BYU into 5 sets, now the question is, how much does it help being at home in that situation?
Well, that was my question to you. What is it about the home court for some of these teams? Why do they play so well at home?
I think, you know, you don't really have to travel. You get to go to class and be in your normal routine, and you have your fans, and it's your gym, and you don't have to be on the road and have a different schedule. You just do your thing in your routine at home, and I think it just makes it a little easier on your mind.
Greg Gibbons hoping his team can power through here and even this with Kimmy Whitson serving. And there's a service error again.
I have to imagine that they're going to be working on serving regardless of the outcome of this match, in crucial situations. And you can emulate that situation in practice by doing little three-point games that you don't miss serves like that.
Birch is blocked and a point for BYU. And now they're going to say it's 24-22, and it is match point right now. The service error, and then that block, and Coach Gibbons' team on the brink, trying to hang on. Birch. Schultz. It's a big one. 24-23 now.
She will not stop. You give her that fast set, she's going to just keep going for it. And they have to perfect that and get those numbers high for her. That's what makes this team tick.
Match point number 2, Mia Feiner to serve it. Paddock. Wilke blocked and BYU wins it. LeCheminot was there, and the streak continues for the Cougars. 13 straight matches they won.
Great job by BYU going on the road in a very tough atmosphere and coming out on top. This was not an easy one. A lot of credit to Pacific. They did a very nice job creating pressure with the serve, minus those misses, and the block, and that's what they wanted to do.
25-23 as BYU wins it 3-1. The block by LeCheminot, the difference, and the Cougars celebrate. They've won 13 straight matches. They stay perfect in West Coast Conference play. So our final score, 3-1, BYU over Pacific. Coming up next, college football, Kentucky and Mississippi State. For Kelly Tennant and our entire crew, I'm Trey Bender. So long from Stockton, California.